Kim Kardashian is officially bored with herself.
And being single for Valentine's Day is definitely a challenge.
And fabulous.
Plus your live advice on today's episode of The Game Over Show. Welcome to the Game Over Show. I'm Charles J. Orlando.
And I'm Lisa Stedman.
And this is the show that gives it to you straight. Street smart love advice.
Good, too.
Right, that's what she said. Yeah, definitely. You know, we've got a packed show today. If this is your first time here, we are here every day, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. London, and 9 a.m. tomorrow for us in Sydney. So, hello worldwide. So,
thanks for watching us. We love having a worldwide audience. We love hearing from you. We get tons of emails from you. Thank you so much for being a part of our success and our show.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And we got a packed show, so you know what we're jumping into?
Ooh, we're jumping into what's hot. Hey.
You know what? We're just gonna. Can we, producer Fiona? Can we just roll the tape? Right. So, what's hot is Kim Kardashian's mouth.
She is officially bored with herself and her life, and now there is proof.
Right. I had something really catty to say about all these pictures.
Dish.
No, I can't.
Oh, please. We never hold back on the show. If you start now, I will not forgive you.
Mostly, I just want you to drag it out of me. So, if you look closely, you'll see the stretch marks around her mouth, right? And that's not my fault. That's not my fault. If you, and you know, in the right corner it says Ray J. Sorry, Kanye. We're not having dinner at Kanye's house.
Well, no, Kanye should thank Ray J for
stretching around.
Yeah. Getting her ready for that.
It's not my fault. She went like this.
I started to hold back. My bad. Fuck. There we go. Kim Kardashian's holes have been officially spread big enough to accommodate the men in her life. Started with a yawn, then it was Ray J, now we're going Kimmy, Kanye, embryo, what have you.
.com. Oh my god. Please move on. Please.
Okay, we got
live show, if you can't tell.
So we got some other hot topics. Hey, can I read this quote that
Please.
That I read? Absolutely. I didn't write it, I read it. So this quote, and we're just talk about the quote first. I decided it was more important for me to be happy. I wasn't going to let anyone's opinion get in the way of that. Even if it's a mistake, it's my mistake.
Right, and that sounds like a very empowered person saying all these things,
Mature,
right?
grown up, empowered, somebody who's really working through their shit and learning lessons and taking accountability and ownership.
And contemplating the results and everything.
Yep, taking responsibility for themselves and their actions.
So why is this news?
Well, it's news because let's put it in context. Rihanna said that about re-hooking up with Chris Brown. Does it change how you feel about the quote?
Let's read it again.
I decided it was more important for me to be happy. I wasn't going to let anyone's opinion get in the way of that. Even if it's a mistake, it's my mistake.
Well, so it sounds like she's making an informed decision and her eyes are open. Doesn't make her decision good.
Yeah, I don't even know. Well, so I like that she's owning it. So she's saying if what happened before happens again, it's my mistake. But it does taint how I feel about it because it's Rihanna saying it about Chris Brown, I just gotta say.
Right. Well, I'd like to see her next quote after he gets out of court, with Frank Ocean. And we can figure out what that means, right?
Dude, get some anger management. Woo!
Yeah, come on.
Woo,
that was over a parking spot.
Style either. Like get real help. Don't get a show about it.
Anger blood.
Hey, so we have one more hot topic in our celebrity news.
Let's see it.
I love this. So Brandi Glanville, she is on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That's the only housewife show I watch, and it is a delicious train wreck. But this is what's creating scandal and buzz right now. Is Brandi got a vaginal rejuvenation procedure done, and she billed her ex-husband Eddie Cibrian, who famously left her for Leanne Rimes. She made him pay for it.
Wow.
And she said, he ruined my vagina, so he's paying for a new one.
I'm rendered speechless.
You know, I actually say, you go, girl. I think this is hilarious. I can't decide if it's more scandalous or more fabulous, so I'm going to go with fabulous scandalous, and girl, just go for it. Enjoy that new vagina and make him pay.
Waiter, I'm sorry, this vagina's ruined. Can I get a new one? And send the bill to the man at that table, please. Thank you.
That's right.
Thank you.
That's right, exes. When you leave us for hot new chicks, and Brandy's really hot too, but probably a hot mess as well.
Which means that if he didn't want to pay for that, he should have just kept wrecking her vagina. What show are we on?
I don't know. I think it's pretty fabulous.
No, and you know what? Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for whoever's next.
Hey, right? She's going to be all new again.
So technically, he's prepping her for the next guy.
Kind of like Ray J did for but in reverse.
Nice.
Everything's old is new again.
All right. You know what? On the dovetail of to dovetail onto all this, we have another train wreck we're going to be talking about
in a new segment. That I'm so excited for.
You know what? Now we're bringing you Love and Tech.
Okay, this is all you.
So, well, this is important, right? And the segment, as this segment grows, I mean, love and technology.
This particular segment is all you. I will weigh in on this, but this motherfucker is all you. Like, come on.
That's 2 F-bombs in a row.
Oh, jeez.
Well, so just to set the stage here, love and tech,
yes.
Love and technology collide all the time.
Yes, and we love that, and that's one of the reasons we do this show, because we are using social to share street smart love advice. So
right.
We love love and tech.
However, we're going to kick the segment off with something where you go, what? So, have you ever wanted to have sex with your Facebook friends? You know what? There's an app for that. And
Head
it's called
exploding.
It's called Bang with Friends. Can we put that up, producer?
Bangin' with Friends.
Bangin' with Friends. Actually, no. The actual name is Bang with Friends.
Oh.
Bang with Friends. This is a Facebook application. Okay.
You apply for it?
Well. So what it does is it you know, if you've ever seen anybody who's one of your friends,
I don't even get this.
If you've ever seen one of your friends on Facebook that you wanted to hook up with, but you were too much of a
what's up?
But you were too wimpy to just approach them, right? And just ask the question. I don't know. In the real world with like integrity and honor, now you can just throw them an anonymous
hit it and quit it?
I want to hit it and quit it.
So how does this work?
Well, it seems to be working pretty well. It launched a week ago. There's 20,000 users, and they claim a few thousand hookups have already taken place.
Well, let me just say, I hope those hookups are safe. I hope Bang with Friends is all about the safe
They
sex.
have instructions on the site. It's called How to Bang. And it shows you how to do it. I swear to God. I can't make this shit up. But here's the interesting piece, right?
Oh, there's an interesting piece here?
Well, these guys who put it together when they were drunk, okay?
Okay, that makes perfect
college.
sense.
Right. And
say no more. I've been drunk in college. It was before the internet, but I was drunk in college, and I would have done this because I was banging my friends.
Well, so here's their quote. Here's the money quote. Sex should be something you're expressive about, that you're comfortable with. Okay.
So you secretly are Facebooking about it?
So you're secretly Facebooking about it, and when you go look up the URL for who these developers and executives are at this company, it's all anonymous. They don't talk about it. Nice being opened, whackadoosh.
Way to own your shit.
Right. So, nice try.
You're promoting promiscuity with people you don't know, and
which
you
is
are
fine,
being invisible.
But there's
I call game over on that.
I call pussification of your entire approach to technology.
And way to improve people's love lives, I'm just calling game over on this whole thing.
Right. So
need not apply here.
Double dog dare you to take a look at bangwithfriends.com.
And bangwithfriends.com, if you choose to come out and show yourselves, come on this couch. Let's discuss.
Yeah, we dare that too. Did we
Double,
show the
triple
logo?
Dog dare.
Did we show the logo? That was outrageous.
Fiona,
right? All right, so you know what? Can we actually get to some real love advice here?
Ooh, yes.
We're going to talk about how to be single. You know what? This is He Said.
She Said.
it's a live show, right? So some of our transitions are flawless. Like now we're gonna go to
You were solid yesterday.
Until today, where I went and then we're gonna and he says she's fuck.
So to decipher this, welcome. You know this whole week is about Valentine's Day. We're really doing Valentine's Day prep for couples, for singles, and today we are celebrating the singles in the house. Oot, oot. Welcome.
Right? And there are a lot of single people, right?
Hell yeah.
We've been talking about it all week. Valentine's Day brings a ton of pressure. You know,
expectation, pressure, judgment, self.
And what if you're single? Then all the pressure turns to depression. Where you're like...
Well, not necessarily. It doesn't necessarily turn to depression, but I find, and I've heard from a lot of people over the years, and as I'm sure you have, that they tend to go, oh, I'm minus a +1, I must be a 0.
Ooh. Yeah, well, I think that's...
Boo.
Yeah, totally.
Big fat valley girl, boo.
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 Boo. All right, so what do you do if you're single for Valentine's Day?
Yes. So I, once upon a time, had a website called breakupchronicles.com, and every February 14th, we coined, me and my community, Breakup Celebration Day. So, you know, yeah, you can see all the couples doing their thing. If you were single and not really feeling that great about it, the way to shift that is to celebrate the ones who got away because they're getting you that much closer to meeting the right person. You're single today. It's just today.
Right.
So rather than make a big stink about, oh, I suck, celebrate the ones who went away.
No doubt. They clear a space for the right person.
Yeah.
And I'd rather be in a relationship with no one than be locked down with the wrong one.
Right. It's that whole thing about, like, it's lonelier to be with the wrong person than to be alone.
No doubt.
I have so been there.
Who's been
there? Come on. You've been there. Yes, thank you,
right.
Producer Fiona. Thank you. Finally, freaking raise your hand. I knew it was there. I knew it was there.
I'm just afraid.
You revealed so much. We're so proud.
So how do you do that? How do you embrace your singledom, right? I mean, because there's all this commercial stuff, like you're in line at the store and somebody's buying a card and flowers, and you know
they're buying a card and flowers, just like you go and buy whatever you buy. You're buying a bottle of wine. Can I tell you how many married couples are envying that bottle of wine because they got to go home and take care of the kids? And all you have to do that night is recline on the couch with a bottle of wine.
So a lot of this is your mindset, is what you're describing.
So being single is a relationship status, not a judgment on who you are. Mm-hmm. And I think that's such an important distinction because so many people walk around feeling bad about being single. It's okay to want to find love. It doesn't mean you have to feel bad about where you are. So Valentine's Day is just another example of a day you happen to be single. Again, relationship status, not self-judgment or society judgment.
Well, and it's a made-up holiday anyway, right? Like all holidays are anyway,
Hallmark.
right? But yeah, I mean, and I like the holiday. We've talked about it this week. I do, but
I do not.
But it's a made-up one, so you can choose to embrace it or not.
You can choose to ignore it too. The hubs and I ignore it. We're like, oh, it's Valentine's Day today. Okay, moving on.
So what can people do?
Well, I like this whole idea about embracing your singledom. There's so many fun and fabulous things you can do, whether it's geared towards Valentine's Day or not. We were looking online before the show, and you were talking about how there's great local events, some geared towards Valentine's Day for singles, like what do you call it? Speed dating
and there's anti-Valentine's Day parties,
which
right?
could be really fun. Go to an anti-party.
Well, yeah, and it's really just a get together of single people who either don't like the commercialism or are looking to just connect with like-minded people who are just out and about
having fun.
Yeah, as a non-couple.
Living your life.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah, love that.
Girls' nights out.
Love a girls' night out. Take your girlfriends out. Now, here's the challenge on Valentine's Day. A lot of places, restaurants especially, couples, fixed price menu for 2. Screw that. Do something else. Go have dinner at home or have dinner at a restaurant that doesn't only celebrate that. Go out dancing, go out have cocktails, have a girls' night in with fabulous movies and cocktails, play a board game, do something fun that gets you feeling fabulous and celebrates your life and the stage you're at in your life versus, oh, boo-hoo. You know, like, that's just too, it doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve you. Sure.
Well, and guys can do somewhat of the same thing, right? There's nothing wrong with throwing a poker night together or...
Love that.
Or hanging out,
Going to the strip club. Yeah.
I wasn't going to say all that.
I was. Dudes, we know how you are. Strip club, Dungeons and Dragons, whatever floats your boat.
Talking about opposite ends of the spectrum.
I know,
well, maybe the same. Maybe the same.
Hey, you know, nerds are sexy too.
I can't see Sheldon Cooper from The Big Bang Theory at a strip club.
Ooh, if there were a nerd strip club, though.
So they'd take off their glasses and everybody would tip?
Yeah.
Well, there is that.
Sexy. we celebrate all types here. So strip club, Dungeons and Dragons, somewhere in the middle. Do your thing.
Now, what if you're in a long-distance relationship and you just feel single that day?
Yeah, that can be challenging, but there's such a thing as video Skype.
Right, for sure.
Making a plan for when you are together.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe it's not on Valentine's Day. Again, it's one day out of the year. Don't stress about what day you celebrate.
I totally agree. What did we miss? What are you doing this Valentine's Day if you're single? Write into us. You can find us at facebook.com/thegameovershow. And we want to hear about it.
We do. We want to know what you're up to this Valentine's Day and how you are celebrating. Single, in a relationship, but specifically today we are talking to our singles.
Definitely. Today's episode of the Game Over Show is sponsored by the Front Row Foundation.
We love the Front Row Foundation.
So the Front Row Foundation, for people who are watching, and this is
love you.
This is the first time you've been exposed to them, check out frontrowfoundation.org. .org, not .com, .org. So what they do is they take ill or life-threatening people with life-threatening diseases or terminally ill, and very much like Make-A-Wish, but it's a smaller segment. They go after
specific to front row events.
Front row events,
like tickets to the Ellen DeGeneres show,
or One Direction,
right?
Or Taylor Swift.
Why you gotta bring up Taylor? You're just always hating on her.
Because I said a ticket to her event and I'm hating on her. Oh my.
Well, you bring up One Direction and Taylor in the same sentence. The breakup is fresh.
Are you okay?
No,
we need
I'm
another
distraught.
break. We need a longer break.
Taylor,
I figured there was I figured Front Row Foundation was gonna get a seat to her next relationship. It lasts about 2 hours. Just thinking. Check out frontrowfoundation.org.
Diss my Taylor.
I've gotten enough hate
mail.
Leave
her alone. What was that Britney one?
Oh, I got totally ripped apart for that article. Check out frontrowfoundation.org.
We love you.
Great people.
You're
they
awesome.
are actively taking donations. Check them out.
Great cause.
And
great
now,
organization.
You know what it's time for?
It's time for Street Smart Love Advice.
Go ahead.
Every day here on the Game Over Show, I'm enunciating very well, am I not? Every day here on the Game Over Show, in the second half of the show, we answer your questions live. You get the male perspective, you get the female perspective, and we dish it up street smart. It is not soft and cuddly, so if you need that, grab a teddy bear and go get some cookies elsewhere.
And if you have a question, you can reach us at facebook.com/thegameovershow. Click the little message button, and we'll get it right here. So,
like maybe right on the show.
So we ended the last segment talking about long distance relationships.
Yes. Ooh, nice segue again. He's getting good at these segues.
Or they're a complete train wreck, right? So
I am enunciating properly, sir.
So and I am not. So let's take both ends of the spectrum when it comes to long distance relationship. This first one comes in from Jay.
Okay,
hi Jay. So Jay writes in and says, "My husband and I are high school sweethearts. We've known each other for 10 years and have been married almost 7. Okay. He's madly in love with me. It's just something you know and feel, but for some reason she has insecurities.
Ooh.
And here's where they're coming from. Right. Work has been keeping them apart for the last few months.
That's challenging.
Usually he's the one gone while she's at home, and now the shoe's on the other foot. Now she's gone.
Okay.
And he's at home. I can't help but cyberstalk him, and he doesn't.
Her husband?
Well, she's feeling insecure because they've been separated. It sounds like they've been together since high school, and now they've got distance separating them. Wow. And I tell him, and it doesn't faze him. He tells me he understands. He isn't doing anything. He's never given me a reason. But why? I don't want this to ruin my relationship. He seems flawless. He's not doing anything. What's up with me? You want me to go?
Go.
So. All relationships, what you sound like is that the relationship has just totally changed. This happens, especially in this economy where people are taking jobs out of town.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they have to. So what you had has now altered completely. And the security that you had built up to that time was built on a physical proximity, partially. I mean, people go home together every night. And now you're separated. So now it's like, I wonder, is he thinking about me? Is he bored? Is he missing me? Is he doesn't care? Like, is the separation going to change?
Is he meeting other people? Who's he meeting at work?
So, but if your insecurities, Jay, are plaguing you and he's, being understanding about it, like, kudos to him.
He sounds like a good guy, gotta say.
And it sounds like you guys are doing great, but the physical is the physical proximity or lack thereof is what's killing you. So, is there a way to change your work schedule?
It may not be.
There may not be.
This is interesting. The thing that keeps coming up for me is because they were high school sweethearts, this really, and no disrespect, this feels like a high school mentality. Like this doesn't feel like a mature adult mentality of, I trust my husband, he can go off and do things. And if he's never done anything to cause insecurity, I'm wondering if your brain needs to catch up to the age you are now versus where you were when you were first together.
Wow, okay.
Because to me, this seems like a very high school kind of feeling of like, if they're gone, they might do something, or I don't trust them. And yes, the dynamic has shifted. You need to shift along with it. He sounds like a great guy. If he hasn't given you any reason to feel this way, talk to him about it. Sounds like you already have. Then work on this up here.
Street smart, right from there. Let us know how that goes.
Yeah, please let us know.
So that's the first long distance.
Okay.
Let's flip things over to the other side.
Another one.
This comes in from Kay.
Hi, Kay.
Kay says, I'm a married woman, but my husband is away in his hometown and won't be back until June or July of 2013, this year.
Okay.
The distance is difficult, and I'm struggling to trust him. So she's experiencing the same trust issues.
Okay.
So, Jay, please listen up to Kay's letter here.
Yeah.
He keeps telling me stupid white lies to hide the truth. So I don't find out what's really happening. And now I'm totally distrusting him. Recently, when he went to when he went out with a friend, they went to a club. And he told me he was at home.
Oh, boo, game over.
Later, I found out he was with his friend, and they put pictures of their night on Facebook.
Stupid.
With my husband having pictures with girls.
What was he thinking?
His arm is around them. He tells me it was an innocent picture and there was nothing sexual
about
lying. It. But he's lying about it. So I'm going to stop right there. So, Jay, your guy's not doing any of that. You have
give thanks. Hallelujah.
No doubt. Kay, fired.
Game over.
Like, he's using
Why
the
is
distance.
He there for 6 months, number one?
Right.
And number two, how stupid are you that you're putting your pictures on Facebook, dude? Like, talk about game over.
Well, and Kay, I mean, I gotta...
Kay, I'm sorry. This sucks.
Yeah, well, it's bullshit, So, not only is it bullshit that he's doing it, but you're wondering why. It doesn't matter why. There's no justification for what he's doing.
Right.
So the why is this red herring of, why is he treating me like this? Who gives a shit? The fact is that he is, okay? So you are being disrespected and non-valued, and you're trying to figure out why he doesn't...
to?
Yes.
What the what?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. What the fuck? There.
I call game over.
I do too.
I call total game over. You need to sit down with this guy. You're married, obviously, so it's not going to be some snap decision. But he needs to, get his shit together, or you need to figure out what's really going on. Because I guarantee... Well,
and so another challenge here, going back to what we were talking about with Jay, was it?
Yeah.
Before, about the high school. He's back in his hometown now. So he may be reliving old shit that we don't even... seriously, these are kind of tied together. Because, when you go back to high school, all that shit comes up again. All those old dynamics. You're partying with those people. You now can drink and...
Right. And you keep saying...
you didn't drink in high school.
In this message, you keep saying white lies. I call bullshit on white lies. A lie's a lie.
Yeah.
Okay? So, they can be any color with a rainbow. It's still bullshit. So, Kay, done. Let us know, please, how that works. This last one comes in from R.
Hi, R.
And R says, I get frustrated with one guy, and I end up attracted to another one before I get rid of the first one.
Ooh.
How do I end up learning to trust a man enough to pick just one?
Dude, take this. I know you got this.
So, firstly, you don't necessarily have to pick just one. That's up to you, right? Mm-hmm. If you decide that there's one worth keeping, if you're always thinking that the grass is greener someplace else, you may be missing out on what's in front of you. So, some people call this a fear of commitment. Some people fear of intimacy.
Fear of risking.
Sure.
Shiny is shiny and new is easier than familiar.
Definitely. And it keeps people at arm's length, and it always keeps things new. So if you're in a relationship where everything's always fresh and cool, then you don't ever have to really invest. It's all very top, very, very top shelf here. When you get into a relationship after a series of weeks or months, however long it takes, you end up getting deeply involved in some way. And it sounds like you're afraid of that. So I think this is all about you. First, decide if you want a relationship.
Yeah.
And then second, decide how you want to go about it.
I like that. I agree. I totally agree.
If you have a question, hit us up, facebook.com/thegameovershow. What are we talking about tomorrow?
Tomorrow. What if this is your first Valentine's Day together as a couple?
That's kind of cute.
Okay.
If it is, spaghetti together and chew and then to the
If it is, we have tips for you on how to rock it out of the park.
Definitely. Because I think that really sets the stage for the rest of Valentine's Day, which you love, by the way.
Love it.
Loves that. I swear to God.
Anywho, so tune in for tomorrow because we've got great advice from the one who's boo on Valentine's Day and the one who's woo on Valentine's Day.
Until tomorrow, this has been The Game Over Show. I'm Charles J. Orlando.
And I'm Lisa Stedman.
We'll see you later.
Bye. Bye.